What?
I put this up here.
No, I put it in the drawer in the bathroom, in the bedroom. It's in the drawer next to the stand in the bedroom.
Okay.
Okay. Hi, everybody. Nancy Crimp, you are hysterical. I love you. Hi, everybody. There we go. Hi, everybody. Yay! Hi, everybody. Hi, sweet Radna. Hi, Ola. Yay! Good day, darling. Hello, Renee. I'm still awake. I love it, Nancy. You're awesome. You are awesome. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Yeah. All right, you guys. I can't wait. Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Oh my goodness. I am. Let's see. All right, we are going to get started in a second. We got some exciting announcements. Just sharing some stuff. I am sharing right now, so if you guys want to share with people, you are welcome to share. Yeah. Look at that. I kind of like this. I'm going to do this more often. Okay, you guys, so we are going to get started. If you're in a second. All right, my friends, so let's get this party started. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. So today, No Judgment Diet turned 7 yesterday. So yesterday was December 21st. And, you know, I've really been looking and reflecting on everything that No Judgment Diet is and was. And, you know, a lot of you know the story. We're going to kind of go on an exploration today. Let the celebration begin, right? So much potency in the last call, right? Good morning, sweet Heather. Good morning from New Zealand, Andrea. I love it. You guys, you down unders are awake at crazy hours. You're like me. I stayed up till 3:45 in the morning last night. Went to bed at 3:45 and woke up at 7:30. We'd sleep when we're doing consciousness. Oh my goodness. It was funny. A friend of mine was like, well, were you having fun? I was like, I was wrapping presents and decorating the Christmas tree and all that stuff. Playing a bunch of roles. So yeah, I'm so excited. Like I have been looking at, I don't know if you guys have like seen the old pictures of when I started the No Judgment Diet. The original version of the No Judgment Diet was called the Naked Revolution. And it's so funny because I remember the moment that I started it, it was like this aha moment of having literally no clue and no idea that the tools of access consciousness would literally open up a world of possibilities. So when I found Access, I had a pretty good life. I was, happy, so I thought. I was, in a pretty good space. But here's the thing that was a constant in my life that I never thought I could change, was this incessant, underlying, hidden, underneath the surface, constantly judging me. I remember it got so bad one point. I remember wearing clothes and I was going to a party or something, and the entire time I was wearing the outfit, all I could think about is, can people see what my butt looks like? And not in a good way. Like, I was judging the crap out of my body. And so I just thought that you lived your life, that was normal. I thought that wearing jeans to a party, it was normal to worry about your belly hanging out the entire time you're at the party. I thought it was normal to not eat, because if I ate, then I thought I'd get larger at the party, so I just wouldn't eat. I thought it was normal to, cover up, and also then normal to try and fit into tight clothes, but pretend like I could go on and on, but the insanities that we do with our bodies in order to hide our brilliance is literally insane. Like, it's insane. And I just got off a one-off pop-up call. We did it for $10. It was the, what was it? It was called How to Avoid Gaining 10 Pounds During the Holidays. But what the call was actually about is everywhere we say yes to obligation and we avoid the future. I'm going to say that again. So it was literally about when you're like, oh, I have to do this party, or I have to go to my family obligation, or I have to buy this person a present, or I have to, right? Every time you create yourself as being obligated to someone or something, does it create your future, or does it destroy your future? You love that color. Thank you. This is my Bimini sweatshirt. I bought this when I went to Bimini. It's got, I don't know, it just reminded me of the sea. Under the sea. Oh, so yeah. Hello, Adil. Welcome. Pop-up call was freaking amazing. Right. So if you guys would like, you guys can still get the pop-up calls recording. It was only $10. It was absolutely, I'm going to say, go so far as to say it was life-changing. But here's the deal, my friends, is that what is it in your life? What is it in your body? What is it in your universe that you spend so much time judging? You actually don't know that you're spending that much time judging, so you don't think you're judging that bad. I didn't think I was judging that bad, but when I start describing it now, my entire reality goes, that was insane. Like, that was literally insane to spend that much time in my head about what I looked like, what I wanted to look like, what food was doing to my body, how it was ruining it, right? It was, oh, how do I survive the holidays without gaining 10 pounds? And it was translated in French. I love you, post. Great thing. Thank you. So, my friends, what is it that you know about the future that you've been avoiding by choosing judgment? And are you choosing judgment with your body? Are you choosing judgment with your weight? Are you choosing judgment with your age? Are you choosing judgment with your art? Are you choosing judgment with your business? Are you choosing judgment with your money? When you choose judgment, wow. Gary, I think Gary said that when you're doing judgment, you're putting evil out into the world. When you're doing mediocre, you're putting evil out into the world. And so interesting, because this energy of everywhere we try to fit in is literally being mediocre. And man, I think I secretly want to pull out that clip that we did on the body call about mediocre, or on the holiday call about being mediocre. So my friends, judgment creates you fitting into everybody else's world. And when your body tries to fit in to everybody else's world, how much energy and effort does it take you? Wow. To then try and find you and what your world is like. That's freaking crazy. That is freaking crazy. And so it's interesting, when I found the tools of Access Consciousness, my main target for my life was always to get to a certain weight. Like I wanted to be, 120 pounds. I was like, because I figured if I was at 120 pounds, then I would feel sexy and happy. Then my life would work. Then I would go on dates. And people would like all this crazy stuff. And what actually ended up happening is I got down to 98 pounds and woke up in a hospital bed with IVs and machines hooked up to me because I had fainted and almost died. And when I woke up at 98 pounds, I hated my body just as much, if not more, than when it was larger, right? Aradhana says, also it is because you're more fitter and leaner. When we aren't that fit, we keep judging constantly. But Aradhana, I got fitter and leaner by not judging. I wasn't originally fit and lean. As we do not want to choose to work out and still desire to be fitter and leaner. So this is really interesting, Aradhana, and I'm going to talk about this because it's the 7-year anniversary of the No Judgment Diet. When I started the No Judgment Diet, I was not fit, I was not lean, I was a brand new mom, and I had 25 extra pounds on my frame. I wasn't working out, I hadn't worked out for a year, and when I started the No Judgment Diet, I was eating bacon, eggs, cheese, ice cream, chocolate, like bread, chips. I was eating everything. And when I started the No Judgment Diet, my one target and look, this is like my own personal vendetta for myself. When I started the No Judgment Diet, all I was doing was using the Access Consciousness clearing statement and letting go of the judgments I had about food. So if I was about to eat eggs, I would literally use the clearing statement and say, everywhere I've aligned and agreed with what this food will do to my body, and everywhere I've resisted and reacted to what this food will do to my body, and then I would do the clearing statement, right? Right, wrong, good, bad, POC, all 9 shorts, boys, and beyonds. And if people are like, what did you just say? Go to accessconsciousness.com or look at the clearingstatement.com and you'll get information. And so, right, Heather says, shit, all the jails of being fit and fitting in. Exactly. And so it's really interesting, Aradhana, because when I started the No Judgment Diet for myself, I was 25 pounds. I couldn't overweight. I couldn't fit in my skinny jeans. I wasn't working out, and I ate everything that made me happy. So I would look at a piece of chocolate, and I would use the clearing statement and destroy and uncreate everything I aligned and agreed or resisted and reacted to what that food would do to my body. And then I would eat it, and when I was eating it, I was like, oh my God, this tastes so good. And by month 2, food was tasting so good that I wasn't overeating. I wasn't judging myself when I was eating it. And I lost the baby weight. I got, like, if any of you have seen those crazy pictures floating around from when I did a naked photo shoot, I had like a pretty defined set of abs. And it was not from working out. It was not from doing any exercise. It was literally from exercising my right to not judge me. So I know that you guys are probably going, that's not possible, right? Thanks for sharing it. I'm really not able to get out of this loop of judgment. Well, if you can't get yourself out of a loop of judgment, is it your loop, right? Is it your loop if you can't get yourself out of judgment? Most likely, my cuteness, it's not your loop. So whose loop is it? And when did you buy that loop is real, right? So Elizabeth says, Renee says, I feel like I've been judging everything I be and I'm removing the blinders. I need to step out and stop worrying about the outcome. And I have been doing all the tools, but I feel like I'm missing something. Well, Renee, are you in the equation when you're removing the blinders, or are you removing the blinders and not in the equation of your life? I'm not sure. I'm just asking. So this is my friends, this is why I'm obsessed with the no judgment diet, and I'm so excited. And I have an announcement and a special invitation for you guys, because we are doing something we've never done before. Yeah, I love that. Rodna says, so no, it's not mine, but it sounds so much mine, which if it sounds like, you do not need to hear the sound of your own awareness. That's a meme, okay? You do not need to hear the sound of your own awareness. Your awareness just is. It just is. It's this lightness, it's this expansiveness, it's this energy, it's this possibility. You do not need to hear the sound of your own awareness. So if you're hearing a sound, is it yours? Right? And so Renee, in this quest of been removing the blinders, right? Let me see if you replied yet. Okay. The judgment is looping 24/7 and it's so exhausting. Exactly. And so my friends, I was in this loop 7 years ago. I was in this loop 3 years ago. And, do I still loop into judgment? Yes. What I'm recognizing is 99.9% of the time, any loop that you cannot get out of, is it your loop? Jennifer just said, oh, it's my mom's loop. Holy shit. Exactly. You guys, every point of view you have creates your reality, right? Your reality does not create your points of views. Gary and Dane say this all the time. Your points of views create your reality. So if your point of view is you're not fit and you're, overweight and you don't exercise and there's no way you could get fit not exercising, that's a point of view that creates your reality. So guess what? Your reality is you're correct. But if you're like, wow, I could use food to create a different possibility, but here's the deal. I could use no judgment, no point of view, interesting point of view to create a different possibility. And so I love it. So Renee, are you missing something, or are you not allowing what you're changing to integrate so that you can have it with ease? And I'm not sure if anything's true for you or light, but these are just questions to look at, which the other question to ask is, what's changing? What's right about you you're not getting? What's right about your body you're not getting? And one of the things that we've been doing in NJD every day, so in NJD every day is this phenomenal, insane creation where for 365 days, for 15 minutes every day, we destroy and create all of our judgments, all of our conclusions, all of our projections, all of our expectations, and everything destroying our tomorrow. And what's happening in this interim is that there is no time to judge, right? And everybody's starting to look at, wow, what am I changing that I'm not acknowledging, right? And so when crank shows up, I tend to do crank to stop the change from happening quickly. And so lately when I've been cranky, I was cranky yesterday for a couple hours and I was luckily able to change it pretty quickly. I asked, am I changing something that I can't yet see? And I got a yes. And so my old MO was to fight the crank, to be pissed off that I'm cranky, to enjoy that I'm cranky while at the same time like butting my head against it. And then yesterday I went, oh, if I was an allowance of the cranky, what am I changing and what's coming to fruition that I've been refusing to receive and that I've been refusing to acknowledge? And so, my friends, your judgments do not have to stop you if you don't judge them. Right? I'm going to say that again. Your judgments do not have to stop you if you don't judge your judgments, right? So every conclusion you come to is a judgment. Every decision you come to is a judgment. Every answer you find is a judgment. And so judgment, right, Gary says you cannot have judgment and awareness simultaneously. So how do you know if it's yours? Andrea's asking, I can't perceive light and heavy. So I love this question, Andrea, and I've really noticed this, throughout the years of facilitating access, facilitating classes, and looking in my own universe of light and heavy. Well, does your body perceive light and heavy in a way that you're not acknowledging? And just see if that's a yes or no. Okay. And so, Andrea, what I would say is if it doesn't make you feel good, it's not yours. If it doesn't expand your life and make you happy, it's not yours. If it feels dense and heavy and a loop, it's not yours. That's what I would say. Because if you're an infinite being, would you take on any dense energies for any reason? Woo, baby, right? No, we would not take on any dense energy. So Voika said, looking what's behind the judgment is always a key to find. Yeah, and most of us are using, at least I think this, and you can see if this is true for you, most of us are using our judgments as a reason and justification to avoid our brilliance. I'll say it again, most of us are using our judgments as a reason and justification to avoid our brilliance. Right. So your judgments don't have to stop you if you don't judge your judgments. I love that. So Sally says, brilliant, synchronicity. I just expanded. Wow. That sounds amazing. Cool. Wow. Caught in my brother's loop all my lifetime. Right. Brilliant. My brother just asked me for Christmas lunch. I so do not want to see him. He's told me to hurry up and die in this lifetime. My mother just passed and there is no way my body wants to be in a space. My freedom starts today. Yes, Sally. Sorry for the buzzer. That's my dryer. There's no way to turn that thing off. So my freedom starts today. Again, I have been in grief of my mother, but today I'm back happy, and I do not need to fit into my family in 3 brothers any longer. I'm free. That's awesome, Sally. That's awesome. Cool. Thank God I haven't missed this live. I love you, Roz. I've done 3 lives today. I'm kind of on a roll. But part of this is the celebration, my friends, because 7 years ago, I woke up, and I'll tell the story really quickly. I woke up, it was yesterday. Well, it was 19th of December, 7 years ago. My son was 2 months old, and I was particularly having a good day. And the reason why I was having a good day is it wasn't my usual, and I'll tell you why. So when our son was born, his dad, we were married, his dad quit his 6-figure job with benefits, with package, with insurance, with like travel, all this amazing stuff that we had, and he didn't have a backup plan. So for the first couple of months of my son's life, I was like, kind of like, okay, this is going to be fine. We're going to work out. He's going to take care of it. And as the months went on, I realized that wasn't happening, and we were going to end up homeless. We almost lost our mortgage. We almost had to file for bankruptcy. Like all this crazy stuff happened. And so in those 2 months, it was like a roller coaster of emotions. And so in this particular day, I woke up feeling energized. I was excited about life. I was excited about the day. I was excited about my future. And, what does a brand new mom do when she's feeling good and she's just had a baby 2 months ago? Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it. I tried putting on my skinny jeans. So I go to put on my skinny jeans and I'm standing in the mirror in a hallway in front of the mirror, and I can barely get my jeans halfway up my thighs, and I start sweating, I start crying, I start swearing, I start looking in the mirror and telling myself all these horrible things. You're fat, you're ugly, you'll never be pretty enough, you'll never be skinny enough, you're a lie, you don't, like, all of these crazy things. And this went on for about 5 minutes, maybe longer. And all of a sudden I look over and my son's sitting on the floor, which I had completely forgotten he was there. That's how crazy in judgment I was obsessed, is I completely forgot about my son. And I look over and I was like, oh my God, my son. And he's beaming at me. He's just smiling. He's sitting there on the floor, happy as a clam, just like beaming at me. And all of a sudden this light bulb went off and I went, oh my God, if I just spent 5 minutes missing out on receiving his joy, his gratitude, his adoration, right? Then what else am I missing out on? And so in that moment, I went, that's it. On December 21st, and 2 days from that day, it was the winter solstice, and I like made winter solstices significant back in the day before I was really doing Access. And so I was like, I am going on a 1 year long no judgment diet. So no matter what, I was not allowed to judge food. I was not allowed to look in the mirror and judge the size of my thighs. I wasn't allowed to judge my skin or my neck or my hands or my freckles. I wasn't allowed to judge my butt or my cellulite. It literally was like, no, right? So I love this, you guys. And yeah, and so when I did that, my entire life changed. Now, I wasn't doing it to create a business. I wasn't doing it to be right. I was doing it because every judgment I had about my body, that I wasn't pretty enough, that I wasn't skinny enough, that I was too fat, that no one would ever love me, that I'm stuck, like all those things that were going on, I was convinced those thoughts were mine. Now, truth, were those thoughts mine? If the thought isn't light, it's not yours. And here's another one. If you can't stop the thought, if you can't stop the loop, it's not yours. Okay? Because you, as an infinite being, can stop and create anything you desire. You guys getting this? Is this awesome or what? So if you're liking this conversation, I want to invite you to share on an Access group, share on a page, share wherever you'd like to share, right? Hearts and thumbs up if we're on the right track. That'll be the last buzzer. On the right track, says the dryer. And so, because here's the deal, I'm going to share with you guys something that we are doing for the 7-year anniversary of No Judgment Diet, and you're invited to come play along. I'm so excited. It's like I actually was watching, we're pulling out of the vault the original course that I sort of facilitated after I realized that the No Judgment Diet was working on me. So not only was I eating whatever I wanted and my body was shrinking and I was getting more muscle tone, I wasn't working out. I was not working out, okay? And I was getting more muscle tone. As that was happening, I started to create my future. I started to facilitate Access classes. I became an Access Consciousness Certified Facilitator. I took leaps of faith that had those judgments about my body been still there, I probably wouldn't have taken those leaps of faith. And so when I finished 6 months in, I did the No Judgment Diet, and I realized that it was working. I wanted to offer this to the world because I thought if people can recognize that it's not about food, it's not about weight, it's not about exercise, it's literally about the density of your judgments. When you stop buying the density is real, you can literally start to create a future. It's kind of insane, but it totally happens that way. So Aradhana says, but we do create weight and have no allowance with this weight in the body. Clearing judgment still doesn't allow to be out of it. How to be an allowance of being heavier and bigger? Well, if you were to be an allowance of heavier and bigger, would your body change? So just notice, you guys, ask that question. If you were to be an allowance of being heavier and a bigger size, if you were to be an allowance of it, would your body change? When you fight and resist the bigger, what happens to your body? Does it get smaller or does it get bigger? Right? Like if somebody fights you or resists you, what do? You tend to like fight back, which creates more of a charge in the fight, right? So Aradhana, are you having a fight with your body because you have no one else to fight with? Right? Woo! Okay, so Voya says, my mind is producing judgments and keeping me from trusting my brilliance. Yes, controls my being. Done with that. No more, please. And this, my friends, this is what I learned with the no judgment diet is no one ever tells you. They tell you you have to exercise your body. They tell you you have to eat right. They tell you you have to, like, you know, now people say you have to meditate and all that. But no one ever tells us that you have to exercise your thoughts to create the thoughts you actually desire. So we think because a thought's there that of course it's our thought, of course it's negative, of course it's dense, of course it's a judgment. That's just our normal. But was it your normal when you were a baby? No, over time we buy it as normal and then we hide it, we hoard it, we hang on to it, we do all this same stuff. Right. Cool. Alyssa says, I just noticed my jeans are looser after your call. Yeah, because we got rid of a lot of judgment. No more judging my judgments. That sounds like freedom. And so, my friends, you literally, just like you have to exercise your body, you have to exercise your mind to create more consciousness. And so if you catch yourself judging, you stop it and stop it and stop it. So for an entire year, I was not allowed to look at myself in the mirror and judge my body. Wasn't allowed to do it. I wasn't allowed to judge the food I was choosing to eat. Wasn't allowed to do it. And not only did I lose weight, get fitter, change my body shape, change my size, but I built a business that I freaking love because I had all this energy and all this creativity. And so, my friends, there is hope for you. Yeah, so I love it. Alyssa just posted. So I'm going to announce what the 7-year anniversary surprise is, which I'm so excited about. So on the heels of doing my own no judgment diet experiment, I then created a 30-day course called The Naked Revolution. And the idea was that if you could get in front of the mirror naked and not judge your body and let go of your points of view and literally stand in front of the mirror and have gratitude for what you see, gratitude for the size as it's showing up, gratitude for the cellulite, gratitude for the wrinkles or the chin or the, like, whatever it is, gratitude, the saggy boobs, right? Whatever, gratitude for everything you were seeing, then you could change everything in your life. And so I created this 30-day course called The Naked Revolution. I went to a professional photo studio. I videoed these videos. They're, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes long. Some of them might be 20 minutes long. It's 30 days of videos to literally walk you through the original version of the No Judgment Diet. The original version of the No Judgment Diet. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Catherine. You are just awesome. Yes, no one to fight. I know, Aradhana. So stop fighting your body. Start fighting for your body. Start fighting for possibilities. Start fighting for the future you know is possible. So we are launching, and Alyssa just put it in the chat. I'll put it again in the chat. We are offering, and only good for 9 more days, we are offering the original, The Naked Revolution. And it is freaking phenomenal. So I just put the link in the comments. If you would like to join on board, it is available only for 9 more days. And so once we close the vault, I don't know that we'll ever open it up. And so if you've been curious about really, truly committing to, whether it's about money or about body, about weight, about food, about your choices, committing, you want to commit to no judgment, I highly recommend and I invite you to come join us on this. And who wants to come play? Do you have friends? I was talking the other day about the 100th monkey syndrome. Dane talks about it all the time. And so I look at, the target of the no judgment diet is what would be like have 10 million people out of judgment with their bodies, out of judgment with food, out of judgment with their shape. Like, what kind of world would that create? Imagine being in airports where nobody's judging themselves. Imagine being in restaurants and on airplanes where nobody's judging themselves. Imagine being at a rock concert and nobody's freaking judging themselves. Like, what would that create for the planet? So if you would like to spread the word and share, yes, I want to play with no judgment. Amen, Renee. So I highly recommend you guys click on the link. You're invited to join the revolution, because we're going into the new year, and the tagline now for No Judgment Diet, for this part anyway, is screw resolutions, let's start a revolution. Because it is time to love the skin you're in, to literally choose to be happy everywhere you go, and to start to create the future you always dreamed of. And you know what, my friends? It doesn't come naturally. We think it's supposed to come naturally, the lightness. It actually takes energy and effort to choose the lightness, and the choosing of the lightness allows the density to disappear. So a lot of times we're taught and we self-train ourselves. At least I did this when I first came to Access. I was like, let me change all the crap and all the dense stuff and all the heavy stuff. And once I change all the heavy stuff, then I can have the lightness of my future. And actually what's now happening with No Judgment Diet is I'm choosing the lightness of my future, and all the dense judgments are like going away. And so when you choose for the lightness, you empower you and everyone around you to be the magnificence they actually are. Renee says, or Susan says, yes. Okay, so my friends, thank you for celebrating with us. And if we've contributed into your world, send us a message, write us a review on No Judgment Diet on the Facebook page. Maybe invite a friend to come like this page. The more the merrier, because we cannot do this alone. All of you that are choosing the tools of Access, we cannot spread the tools alone. We do it together to create a different future, because every single one of you, whether you're CF or a BF, or you've just been using the tools, you are here to contribute to the planet. And the more we contribute, the more we're waking up consciousness, and we're changing the world, my friends. One day, one moment, one choice, one possibility at a time. And so there are brilliant facilitators all over the world. There are brilliant specialty classes in Access, and choose what resonates with you. Keep using the tools. The more you use the tools, the more you get out of judgment, the more you have all of you. So yes, it doesn't feel natural to do it, but that is a judgment as well. May it come with ease, joy, and glory. So my friends, it's going to feel unnatural at first to literally let go of the density and choose the lightness. But the more you do it, it's going to be easier and easier and easier. So I adore you, my friends. I really do. You're amazing. I hope you have a fantastic day. Thanks for being on live. If you'd like to share this with a friend, please feel free. If you'd like to send us a little thank you note or a message of how we contributed to you, please feel free. Sometimes we don't know. You guys think I know what I've done in your world? I don't know unless you tell me. So I adore you. Go out and be merry, happy, have an incredible holiday. And what magic can you create on the planet? And what do you have for the planet that you've never acknowledged? My friends, you're a miracle walking. Keep on choosing. Susan, yes, this is very different. This was a course I did 7 years ago. I am naked in that course. Now you can't see anything, but it was 7 years ago, and it's called The Naked Revolution. I have no idea. The choice of possibilities, the last one, it is different. It is different. So it is an old thing. When you click on the link, you'll be able to see it. And yeah, that's all I got for you guys. Adore you too, Aradna. Thank you, Voika. Love you, Susan. You're so welcome. Thank you, Roz. You are so welcome. I adore you guys, and we'll see you next time.